Hello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to Demystify the Divine, readings and tools to connect. I'm hoping everyone had a fabulous Thanksgiving, and that it was everything you needed it to be if you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, I hope you had a fabulous week. And it's been, in case you're looking at me and going, ooh, she's a little tired. She looks a little rough around the edges. It's because I am a little bit tired. I've been like, go all day. It's been one of those, maybe you guys have had it too, because I think there's definitely something, there's something in the air. And if you watched my In the Stars with Dwayne show that we also did today, we were talking a lot about Mercury retrograde and different retrogrades and how it affects us. And today it was one of those days where, I woke up late, like late, but not late. But then I had my plan, and my plan just went completely awry because there were 57,000 other things that were happening, like right up until I did the show. And then right after I did the show, and I was like, I just want 10 minutes to drink my tea. And I've reheated it in the microwave 3 times and it's still cold. Like, OMG. And then clients all day. So that's why I'm looking a little ratty. I actually got too much sleep last night. And now I know why I overslept in a way that I haven't done in 15 years, is because today was kind of a crazy day. So anyway, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be connecting today and to share with you guys, because I'm sure if it's happening to me, it's happening to somebody else out there too. Have you had craziness, Keone?
I'm just laughing because Ragu annoys me. He always says hello to Neo, and then it's Stacy and me and you. It's just Neo. Neo's first, and then Stacy and John.
Neo is the true star of the show, right? That's just the way. He's already jumped on the table twice, so there you go.
I also want to thank Jackie for putting up with us all day. Jackie was with us this morning on live.
Oh, and you're back. That's awesome.
She can't get enough of us.
I guess not. Yeah, Neo is the king. He is. Yeah. I'm sure he's going to make his appearance again. He's already jumped on the table a couple of times, but he's eating his food right now. So They all got fed late this morning. Mm-hmm. And even though they got fed late, and you would think that would relax their clock, they're 2 hours in advance. Oh my God, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. And I'm like, I'm not feeding you. It's unhealthy to feed you that many times. So
talk about feeding cats. Our cat's doing that too. She's deciding she wants to eat everything until the point where she wants to vomit. And I'm like, it's not that serious, cat.
So you're stop free feeding her then.
Well, yeah, the better parent is regulating her food more, because she just wants to eat until she dies, and that's not what we want. Good thing about the wheel that I wanted to let everybody know. Everybody who's been here knows we do the wheel of names when we go and do a couple of the readings and card pulls. So what I'm going to do to make it a little more sporadic is new people and people who don't get a lot of selections when we do the wheel, I'll be doing a ratio where I put their names on more than once to kind of make sure that we get some more randomness in here. So that'll help everybody get in when they can. So I'm excited to test that out today.
Fantastic. Yes, that sounds awesome.
And remember, you can get on the wheel by just making a comment or doing a request for guidance or a card pull, and then I will automatically put you on the wheel. Again, if you're new here, you'll get a lot more lottery tickets than those who aren't, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I think that's great. So let's pull a card for where we're at in our energies right now. And what I'm really feeling as I'm looking at this Queen of Swords, I got to tell you, swords, kings and queens of swords have been coming up a lot in the last couple of weeks. And I'm feeling very much that Queen of Swords is showing up today because energetically there is a lot going on. We've just had a full moon. So there is kind of that full moon energy. And we know that, full moon, the moon regulates the tides. It regulates our oceans of emotion. It also regulates our spidey senses. It regulates the psychic stuff. So if you're noticing that your spidey senses are heightened right now, that's not a mistake. That's not by accident. That's because the full moon energy is allowing us to receive. This period of time in the full moon, in the new moon cycle, when the full moon shows up, it is about receiving. So it's very much, I want to say, that energy of understanding that we need to bring more awareness to what it is that we're doing. We need to bring more awareness to how we are feeling. We're not feeling something at random. We're feeling it because there's a reason to feel it. So Queen of Swords, she is a thinker. She is thoughtful. She also can be a bit methodical and a little bit, some people can say she's a little bit cold and calculating. All of those things are true. How is she helping us right now? Boundaries, putting structure around our energies. I want to say this window of time, whenever you come across this, this reading, this window of time, it's really important for you to recognize how much of your mind, your mental energy, the monkey mind, takes center stage in your life. Because as you guys know, I like to say that the mind is actually the first officer, but it likes to think it's the captain. It's actually Riker. And the heart is Captain Picard. But Riker sometimes really wishes that he was the captain. And sometimes he thinks he knows best. And sometimes they get into a little bit of a tip. But at the end of the day, rules and regulations say that the role of a first officer is to enact the captain's wishes. So how much of your mind is being run by your first officer rather than your captain? Queen of Swords says, I've got a solution for you. I've already got it planned and thought out. I've done all of that stuff for you and I've got it structured. So just go into your heart space. Set aside some time to be still and to listen to your heart. That's where you're going to get the information. That's where you're going to get the answers. If you're not chunking in and listening to your heart, if you're not bringing some stillness to your path, how are you going to receive the information? How are you going to know? And let's face it, every single one of us is on a path to repurposing the ego, to rebalancing and realigning the ego. We're not trying to cut ego out, but we are trying to give it its old job back, which is the original job, which is I support the heart. I protect, but I have awareness of allowing the heart to make those decisions. And then if I need to step up and protect because there's something coming up, I can. But instead, the ego brings the 5-alarm fire to everything. It thinks it's the boss. It thinks it knows best. And we're in a period of time right now, energetically, where we are trying to connect to more of that love as frequency. And so Queen of Swords has already done all the thinking for us. It's already there. It's setting aside the ego, allowing the ego to calm itself, to breathe. I like to say, give the ego a lollipop and a coloring book and put it in the corner. Occupy yourself for a while. I got shit to do. It's all about our growth. And the ego is so out of balance that any kind of discomfort, let alone pain, is going to bring it into action. But we are here to learn through the growth, here to learn through the discomfort. And let's face it, the reality is we've had a lot of discomfort and we're going to continue to have discomfort. It's futile to say, oh my God, when is it over? It's more productive to say, This is where we're at. I fully accept that this is where we're at. And now I want to go from here to here. How do I do that? I'm not worrying about the past. I'm not getting caught up in the what ifs or I wish this was different. You can think that, but don't spend a whole lot of time and energy into it because you're just draining yourself. Solution focused and solution focused. That's what Queen of Swords is saying to us today. I've already worked it out. Just get still, get quiet, and listen to your heart. What does your heart say? Where is your heart leading you? You got to be quiet in order to hear it, in order to receive it. Interesting stuff. All right, Keone, let's pull some cards. I am really tired today, so I think we're gonna kind of maybe cut the show short a little bit. So let's do some readings. I don't see anyone in the chat, so maybe we can just start with the wheel. That would be great.
Stacy, hold on. I'm having technical issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I literally lost sound with you for about 7 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You didn't lose sound in the broadcast. I lost sound with you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right.
So should I just kind of look through the chat and just
No. We are going to, are we doing the random pick? I didn't know you'd get to it that fast. Here we go. You're on the move today.
I am.
And let's see. We've got Terry. Okay, and Terry said she would absolutely love a card pull.
Terry, so nice to see you. 7 of Pentacles. Ragu says there's no link for an online chat. Just FYI. So Terry, we've got 7 of Pentacles for you. And I love this card. And this card has been coming up a lot today. It's reaping rewards. I'm feeling like for you, this particular window of time, it's important for you to contemplate all that you have already achieved. It's recognizing that there's so much that you have put into your spaces and places. There's so much, speaking of heart, there's so much heart that you have been putting into your life and into your people. And there's a part of you, I feel, that is kind of feeling a bit despondent. You're kind of looking at things and you're saying, well, it hasn't totally worked out the way I anticipated or way I was hoping. And I'm a little bit frustrated with that. And so what is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that I'm missing? How did I step out of that? And a 7 of Pentacles is coming up and coming through to say, bring it down to the simple. Bring it down to what is right in front of you. And I love this depiction because this guy, we're seeing underneath all the seeds and the roots of the tree. And what he's seeing is this beautiful bonsai tree, and he's enjoying it. And even though it's not, ginormous, and maybe it's not even reached its fullest potential, he's really connecting to it. And he's not worrying about what's underneath, and he's not looking up at the sky to say, why hasn't it grown more? He's really focusing on the growth that is there. So I'm feeling like for you this week or this next couple of weeks, I want to say to you, bring it down to the little details. Focus on making every little thing a celebration. We get so caught up in focusing on the big moments and celebrating those big moments or those landmark moments. But if you think about it, life is a freaking miracle when we wake up in the morning. There are so many different things that can happen and occur, that like nothing is guaranteed, right? So we get so caught up because we're like, oh my God, everything's got to be perfect. It's got to be a certain way. What am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm not doing enough. And the world keeps turning. So I feel like for you, it's choosing to celebrate and choose something every day to celebrate. And I'm hearing very clearly, choose the little things, not the big things. Not to say don't celebrate the big things, but I want to say mix things up a little bit. Mix it up. Celebrate the little things. And Neo agrees, apparently, for you. So Neo's come in to say yes to that. Also, I'm drawn to the green pentacle here. And I feel like green is your color. The next couple of weeks, I feel like it's a power color for you. So we know that green, from a chakra perspective, it's connected to the heart space, healing, healer, healed. We also know that green is associated with growth and abundance. We think about green grass and, you know, the growth of grass and having to trim grass and trim trees and all of those things. Excuse me. Thank you. I feel like this is the energy of what you are stepping into at this time, is more of a space of growth, a space of expansion. So to kind of give you extra support while this is happening energetically and emotionally, wear the color green. Work with green crystals. Maybe it's time to paint a room in the house green, or to add some throw pillows to an existing home. I feel like the energy of green really is coming through strongly because it has something to support you. And of course, every color that is in existence has its own frequency, has its own signature. And so whatever that signature is that is the green, that is the signature that wants to come through for you. So hoping that makes some sense. And thanks so much for submitting your question. Always great to see you. Thanks for coming out.
All right. And now we have Raghu. I know he's here. I can't see him visually, but I think we will be able to hear him. So let's see. Raghu, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
There we go.
How you doing?
Neo. Hi, Neo. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Keone.
Neo and Morpheus are currently in a brawl at this point. They're in a Mexican standoff. It looks like. Yes.
Two of my best friends are in a brawl.
What's that?
Two of my best friends are in a brawl.
They are in a brawl right now. We're probably going to hear some kind of in a minute because they're seriously like locking eyes. It's crazy. It's, you know, they don't do well. So I live in the South and it's pretty mild most of the time. And they get spoiled because I will leave the patio door open and I go into my outdoor office because it's always nice and warm. And when it gets cold like this, it's too cold to even leave the door open a crack. And Neo especially, Morpheus not so much, but Neo especially gets really miffed when he's not able to go out there. And so I let them out every so often, and then they feel that it's really cold and then they want to come back in. But it's really hard on them because they're so used to getting more outdoor attention, and then they get stir crazy, and then they start fighting a little more in the house because I think they're bored. So
Merlin needs to mediate.
Yes, he does need to mediate. I think Mr. Merlin's a little bit sick. I think he's got a cold. So speaking of that, I could use a little bit of healing sent to Mr. Merlin. We put a call in. And so I'm waiting to hear back from her, and hopefully she's pretty good about fitness in. So hopefully we'll be able to get him in tomorrow. It's okay. He's eating, but he's got lots of gunkiness, lots of cold stuff going on. So I feel for him, poor baby.
We'll send him some healing energy.
Thank you. That would be fabulous. All right. Enough about me, Raghu. What can I do for you? Do you have a question or would you like a card pull?
I just need guidance for next couple of weeks.
Guidance for the next couple of weeks. Okay. Stay the course. Don't try to do anything too crazy. Don't overdo anything. Be at peace in your own space. Focus on centeredness, not groundedness, centeredness. So being at your core, being comfortable in your soul space. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Pay attention to what is in your environment. Breathe deeply. I feel like the next couple of weeks are going to bring you a lot of information that is going to be visual. It's going to be in your environment. It's going to be things that you can read, that you can see visibly in the physical. They're also talking about the third eye, but I know your third eye is always open, but they're really talking about the eyes. So I feel like it's this. It's not the third eye, it's eyes. The answers you seek will come. There's going to be validation. There's going to be a positive resolution with validation for you. It's important not to think about it. Don't obsess about it. Let it go and let it be. And really be, it's kind of like the message that we got earlier, be in your heart space. Be in your heart space. It's not about the head. It's not about overthinking. It's not even about anything you need to do. It's allowing things to be, being in flow, being present. I hope that makes some sense. It sounds a bit like platitudes, but that's what's coming through for you. So I feel like.
Thank you very much, Stacey.
What's that?
Thank you very much, Stacey.
Absolutely. I'm hoping it makes some sense to you.
It definitely does.
Raghu,
Awesome.
I have guidance for you as well, since you asked for guidance over the next 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Get Keone Christmas presents. There you go. There's your guidance.
Did you say Neo?
You know what? I'm removing you. Bye, Raghu.
Oh, Raghu.
Bye.
Hands like a high five. That
High
was
five.
awesome.
Big high five.
Have a good one, Raghu.
Talk to you later.
You. See you later.
All right. Next up live is Ayana.
Hi,
Hello, Ayana. Can you hear us?
Alone.
I can hear you.
All
Hi,
right.
Alone. How you
You're on
doing?
with Stacey.
Hi, I'm hanging in there.
Aw, what's going on? How can I help you out?
I have been really sick since September. I major hyperthyroid, landed in the hospital, and lost most of my hair. I'm going into surgery next week to have the thyroid removed, and supposedly I have Graves' disease and Hashimoto's. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
So just trying to get a sense of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. And a lot of us light workers and star seeds and healers have gone through a similar journey, with, especially as soon as you said the Hashimoto's, the Graysons, anything that is an autoimmune, we tend to get because our bodies are trying to be able to receive. It's the conduit for the energy, the higher frequency energy. And sometimes we have to change our eating patterns in order to be able to allow that energy to flow. And in the process of all of that, it can be really scary and very debilitating, especially when you don't know what's going on and you go to the medical community and they don't know what's going on, and you end up kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. So yeah, my heart goes out to you. So let me just tune in and see what I'm getting around the surgery, and maybe what to expect afterwards a little bit.
Okay.
Surgery is going to go just fine. I'm feeling that there's going to be a delay the day of your surgery. So like, for example, you're scheduled at 8. I feel like you're going to go at 9 or 9:30. So there will be a delay in the surgery, but I'm seeing that everything goes according to plan in terms of being in the surgical room. Your surgical team is really quality. I am seeing that there's going to be a last minute switch with a nurse, but it's not going to affect you at all. It's not going to affect your care. It's just something that happens. So the team switches up at the last minute, but they all work well together. The recovery is going to be pretty status quo, although I feel like there's something coming up around the way they anesthetize you or whatever if they're putting you under, or if they're, sort of doing a twilight. I feel like the mixture's a little bit off. So you're going to feel a bit sick. And I see that they're going to have to give you some kind of medication just to kind of help you with the nausea. which isn't fun. But once you get that under control, I feel like everything's okay. And then recovery from the surgery feels like it's going to go as expected. I am seeing that there's going to be some kind of scar tissue on the inside that may cause a little bit of like I'm seeing phlegm or something. Like it's like the body's going to take a little minute to adjust to what's gone on. So you may end up, for a few months kind of getting really phlegmy or having trouble eating a certain thing. I feel like they're going to, maybe suggest going in and kind of like removing some of the scar tissue to make that a little easier. But what I keep seeing is as soon as they start talking about that, all of a sudden it gets better. So I want to say it's going to take some time for that to sort itself out. You're still going to be able to eat. I don't feel like it's that. It's just, I feel like it's going to be just a bit uncomfortable at first. And you may be on sort of liquid diet for a little longer than you were anticipating. And it is going to lessen your symptoms, lessen the symptoms that you're experiencing on a regular basis. I keep seeing by half. So I feel that you are definitely going to feel a lot better after the surgery and after the recovery for sure. It's going to take a little bit for you to kind of acclimate, but I do feel that you will notice a difference. And when it reduces those symptoms by half, it makes it a lot easier for you, I feel, to do the different protocols that work for you, whether that's meditation and sound healing music, whether that's, shifting up what you're eating or different supplements or maybe a salve on that area. However it is that you manage the condition, I feel like it's going to increasingly get better because you have more of your energy and your strength. You're not constantly battling the symptoms all the time. And that being, the basically when it's in your face like that, it's the only thing you can think about. So I see that there's a drastic improvement in quality of life.
Oh, thank goodness.
Because that's what you're doing it for, right? I mean, You're just like, oh my God, I can't keep living like this. Yeah, I totally get it. And I don't mean that from a suicidal place, by the way. I mean it more from that you get crazy for a while, right? Because you're just like, oh my God, make it stop. How does this, I need to be able to live my life.
Yes.
So, yeah, I totally get it. So I don't have Hashimoto's. I have a condition, an autoimmune condition called mastocytosis. And it went undiagnosed for years. And they kept telling me that I was allergic. But every time I'd go in, I was allergic to something different. And eventually it was like I was allergic to everything. And I'm like, something's got to give. And I was in the hospital like 6 or 7 times a year, EpiPens, and, almost dying, and like 1,000,001 times. And finally, there was a doctor that was like, okay, there's really like, I died and they brought me back. And there was a doctor that finally said, okay, there's definitely something more going on here than allergy. When we look at your chart and all of the things that were going on, they sent me to a specialist, and this was what the determination was. And, I was on 5 medications a day, and like it wasn't great. I was always living kind of in a constant state of survival mode. It's the fight or flight. And eventually, with changing in like a radical change in my diet, and which kind of sucks because I'm not allowed to eat cheese anymore and I'm brokenhearted by it, but it is what it is, right? I'd rather live. I ended up working with a naturopath, and we were able to find, it took a couple of years, but we were able to find a system and a solution that worked for me. And I got to tell you, I've been drug-free for, I want to say this is probably the 7th or 8th year now. So yes, I share this with you, not to make your story about me, to give you hope and to say you absolutely will be able to find working solutions here. So don't give up on it. And I want to say, recognize that there is that energetic component to it as well. And Western medicine doesn't know how to work with that. So East meets West might be a really good way for you to just sort of explore some of the different options that are out there for you. And sometimes it's a throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, because each person is very unique. But don't give up on it. I truly believe there is a solution for you to live a peaceful life and a joyful life where this is not the primary focus.
Thank you. My next step is to go to a natural doctor to manage the dietary part, to help me with that too. So that makes me feel a lot better. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? That was the thing that was the missing piece for me, was the naturopath. And I was pissed as hell at all the stuff I had to cut out. But in the grand scheme of things, all the other stuff that I had to cut out, I was living on nothing, and there wasn't joy in that either. So when I got this, and then I actually had quality of life back, okay, I can give up this stuff, because I know that it's what's best for me, and it allows me to live a really great life where I'm not feeling all of those things all the time, and I'm not in that fight or flight constantly. So this too can be you, I promise.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you know.
Oh, my pleasure. And all of us in our group here are sending you lots of support and love and healing energy for a very successful surgery.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, let's do one more spin.
Okay, one more spin. You spin me right. I should make you sing that when we do this.
Ride round, baby, ride round like a record.
All right, we're going to our random wheel of psychic tarot cardinalism. All right, here we go. Hey, I am copywriting that, by the way. And we have Amanda S.
Oh, cool.
Amanda S.
All right, does Amanda want a card pull?
If I go back to she did not request anything specific. I'm looking, double checking. She just said hi, everyone. All right.
Amanda, Four of Pentacles for you. So it's funny, I'm in this Four of Pentacles in my new moon cycle. So I'm right there with you. Here's what you need to know about your energy levels right now. Don't hold on too tightly. Let go of things. I want to say it's not about control as much as I want to say you're really trying to keep a lot of things in the air, juggling a lot of balls in the air. We could even say it's a responsibility situation, right? And we talk a lot about responsibility versus obligation. I feel like the message for you in this next couple of weeks is let go. If it falls, it falls, right? If it's not yours, it's not yours. There's a lot that you've taken on recently that I feel is more other people's stuff than it is yours, but it's disguised as something that, well, I can do this easily, or this is my wheelhouse. It makes sense for me to do this, so I'll just do it. I have no problem. The analogy that's coming into my mind is like when you've got a nurse in the family and there's a medical emergency. The nurse is the one that everybody relies on, but nobody bothers to ask how the nurse is doing. What does the nurse need? Where's the nurse's world at? It's just an automatic, hey, it makes sense. And the nurse also does the same thing and is like, well, yeah, nobody else can answer these questions or be the go-between, with the medical team. So I'm the one that has to do it. So feeling that for you the next couple of weeks, it's really paying attention and just letting go, trusting that there's a process and a method and a path to everything. And not saying like you're being egotistical about it. It's more like the helper in you is leaning in and saying, okay, I'll do this and I'll do that. I want to say the world's going to keep on turning if you say no, right? There's going to be someone else that'll be able to step up and not take your place, but be able to assist in whatever the situation is. I feel like there are two things that are coming up for you in the next couple of weeks that are deeply personal, that are connected to your own life and your own path. And you're going to need some time and support from others to sort of navigate it. And I don't want to scare you. It's not like dun, 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 bad stuff, but it's those kinds of things where you're like, okay, I just need to practice some self-care. And yeah, a lot of other people are going to be in need as well. I want to say to you, practicing self-care is also a need. So let go. And if things fall, they fall. You know, you'll know if you're supposed to pick it up in the end, or someone else will pick it up on your behalf, or someone else will pick it up for you and carry on with it. It's important that you make sure that you're focusing on you. Mental health is really important right now, because I feel like there are a lot of people that you're supporting, that you're going to be continuing to support. And if your love cup isn't full and overflowing, you're not going to be able to help, right? So again, I don't want to scare you. I want to say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most horrible thing it is, it's more like a 3 or a 4, but it's still important that you address it. So give yourself permission to do that. Don't hold so tightly. Don't clutch so tightly to the purse. Everything's going to be okay. It's almost like when we hold tightly, that's when others, think, oh, it's a value, let me take it, right? Versus if you kind of don't care about it, nobody pays attention to it. That's kind of the energy. It's like, okay, let some of these things fall, let the chips fall where they may. I'm putting my focus here. And that's going to go a long way for you. And especially this 2 weeks, if you address your needs in this 2 weeks, it's going to carry you a long way down the road before you have to kind of step into that level of energy again. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and hoping that goes well for you. And thanks so much for coming on.
Just giving support to Ayana. Jade Post says, I feel for you, hun. I have Hashimoto's. It's horrible. Sue Rush says, I have a friend in Cary who also has
mastocytosis.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try it. There you go.
God, I know. I have the spontaneous anaphylaxis as well.
1 day at a time, cut out gluten has helped a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
Jada says, thanks, hon. I am going for surgery also in 2 weeks, but it's weight loss surgery. I have been cutting things out bit by bit also.
Jade,
she also says,
luck and send you lots of energy for that too. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. Good for you.
And this is what I love about good people in humanity. She's got her own surgery she's got going on, but she's going to take the time to say good luck to someone else on the surgery that they're going to, and everyone is appreciative of the Black Feather family and wishing each other love.
Awesome. I love that. That's what I love so much about this community, is you guys all kind of stand up for one another. You all support one another. That's what it's all about. So thank you all for showing up and being a part of this. I'm grateful. I'm going to wrap up now. I said we were going to close early, and here we are 10 minutes late, but there you have it. It's meant to be. So it's year-end preview season for 2024. If you are looking to find out what's coming up for you in 2024, get your personalized reading. It's going live on December 1st. But if you want to join my Black Feather community completely free, and you go on there, we've got only one more day, basically one more day to go, because I'm just looking at the date. It's November 29th. So we've got one more day. If you wanted to book it in advance and you wanted to save a little money on it, join the free Black Feather community. And in there's a special video with a little code that you can use to book it in advance. So even though it's only one day, it would save you a lot of money. Otherwise, so happy to do it for you starting December 1st, and it's only going until January 31st. Spots book up quickly. So I would love to be able to connect with you in this way, show you all the tarot card goodness that's coming your way in 2024, and prep you for all of the deliciousness that awaits you. And I think Keone has put something in the chat about that, so you can click on that. And can't wait to see you, and sending you guys lots of love. We'll see you in 2 weeks.